8:38, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Time for the Gang of Four Amigos. Now, hey, anybody know what is the word for enemies in Spanish? Because after this segment, we might not be amigos anymore. We might be enemies.
Let me look it up, Brother Dan Mandis.
How do you say bozos in Spanish? Because that's what Chris Hand called me during the break. Wow. He called me a bozo. That's why I started laughing in the middle of the USS.
El bozos. I think that's it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Chris Hand came in today. Do you know what he said? He said, I'm very disappointed in you.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Oh, he's pulling out the dad line. You know what's funny? I actually predicted this, guys. It was the whole thing with Kari Lake and how we were sort of laughing about her performance on that attempted bribe. Now, I will let you have your say, Chris, and then I will defend myself.
First one, real quick. 7176 texted in and said, Amigos.
Amigos, I love it. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I just feel like we're all a little jaded being in this industry, and Kari Lake is a newswoman.
Yes.
She speaks like this all the time. Every interview she has on that same voice. It's ingrained into her. I don't know. I feel like we're burying the lead here.
Oh, I didn't bury the lead. The lead was that this Jeff DeWitt, who is a twit, Jeff DeTwit is what they should call him. So anyway, he tries to bribe her. That is not lost on me at all. And we talked about that. We covered the news. I even asked Matthew Hurd about that whole thing. Then we delved into how she's just sounded awfully rehearsed. You missed the lead. Just because you missed the lead doesn't mean that I buried the lead.
Was she ready for a bribe to come at her? Sure. But does that change her answer?
No, her answer was perfect. It was too perfect.
But she turned down a bribe. How can turning down a bribe be too perfect?
The way that she sounded like she was taping it for a commercial.
But this happened before CPAC. And she mentioned it. She mentioned it at CPAC.
Yep.
And everybody said she was spinning conspiracy theories and spinning webs of lies. And The Independent ran an article about it.
She's been talking about this for a long time.
So I'm not even sure where the audio came from. Do you know where the audio came from?
It had to have come from her because I think she had to have had a lapel mic on, one of these little TV things.
I wonder
TV microphones.
Why wasn't this released sooner?
See, that was my question too. Because she clearly had the audio, because she took part in recording the audio. She clearly knew that it was coming. And I don't know if she wanted it to be more advantageous. Like maybe, for example, when Donald Trump was deciding who his VP would be. Maybe he's going to pick Kari Lake. And I like Kari Lake. I said that like 15 times. See, I'm a little defensive now because people are yelling at me on the super text line too. We were having fun.
I know.
Listen, if we can't have fun with the news.
You know I don't like to have fun.
Nobody's denying that she wasn't, going to be bribed. But I got to say, I think that audio, it sounds rehearsed.
It sounds very fake.
I just feel like that's how she talks all the time.
Nah.
When she was milking that cow in Iowa and roasting the New York Times reporters, she sounded the exact same.
Well, milking the cow was a little
whether
much,
she's
too.
milking a cow or turning down bribes, she's ready for this.
I cannot let this go.
She's the same. She's the same person.
Kari Lake milking a cow.
You don't remember that?
I play so much audio every day.
Johnny said I do.
I remember that very well.
Yeah. Kari Lake milking a cow.
Yeah.
She was roasting reporters the exact same way. This is just who she is.
Well, yeah, because and again, I love. All right, I found it. All right, so hold on. Oh, is this? How do you get this to?
Push play.
Shut up, Ken. I know. I'm trying to rewind it to the beginning. Here's Kari Lake milking a cow.
There's only two genders, right? There's only two genders, and they know that in Iowa. I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
Now that's good. See, That's good. That's not rehearsed.
That sounded like Oklahoma Love Call.
But she sounds the exact same, does she not?
You know what? Hold on. No, I don't believe that she does.
All right.
All right. Let's for people who are just joining us, they don't know what the heck we're talking about.
No,
So this is Kari Lake trying to be bribed by Jeff DeTwitt, and this is what it sounded like.
And even on their end, like, what makes them the most money?
I know all these consultants don't want their payday to end, and I don't want to make a deal with these kind of people. This is a hill worth dying on. I'm not. If they're going to steal the election to make me and our movement go away, I'm not letting him do that. I owe it to the people of Arizona,
Or
to carry their torch and their voice.
Or you don't go away, but you pause.
This is the battles right now, Jeff.
This is the battle right now, Jeff, and it goes on.
But is she wrong?
No, she's not wrong.
No, nobody's saying
she's wrong.
Listen to what you're saying. Why don't we do something about it so that we the people can pick our...
I just think that's how she talks.
I'm not willing to accept that. Then I'm going to be the biggest pain in these people's... Go back and tell them that. I'm running, and I'm going to be the biggest pain in their...
And I'm willing to tell them that.
And they're going to have to kill me to stop me.
I'm Kari Lake, and I recorded this message.
Yeah. Listen, it would be a great campaign ad.
Oh,
So at
absolutely.
least Chris admits it.
I completely agree with that.
I'm not, as I said during the bit, she needs to rehearse sounding unrehearsed.
Yes. But she did TV news for decades.
I've been on the radio for decades. I don't walk around. I don't know. Do I have a radio? Do you have
It's
a
not
radio?
necessarily-
You've told us on several occasions you monologue at the dinner table.
Not at the dinner table.
Just at Dollar General when you're stealing gum.
That's exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, once you do it for so long, it's hard to turn it off.
You and I are going to have to disagree on this one, my
All right,
friend.
that's fair.
And just so we're clear, I'm not discounting the fact that they tried to bribe her and that she said no to the bribe. All I'm saying is that it sounds her answers sound so incredibly rehearsed that it was just funny to me.
Did you play the end of that conversation where he says, please don't tell anybody about this conversation? She goes, you should go public. And he's like, no.
I don't have that cut.
Please don't tell anybody about this conversation because I'll put the key in my car and it'll go boom.
No, I didn't have that cut.
I have that cut.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we call a professional radio tease.
Even the guy who's trying to do the bribing is worried about being murdered. So, when she says they'll have to kill me, I take...
Now, why did they want her out anyway? Like, see, here's my thought. I think they wanted her out because, number one, she can't be controlled. And number two, that they're assuming that Trump is going to be the candidate for presidency.
Yep.
And so they don't want her in running for the Senate because that will drive more people Trump-like to the polls. They don't want Trump supporters coming to the polls, so they're trying to suppress the vote by keeping Kari Lake out of the Senate race.
I think that they think she is dangerous.
I know she's dangerous.
Yeah.
I know she's dangerous.
And that's why we like her.
What'd you say, Ken?
I said to them, to the opposition, she's definitely dangerous. Who was recording this again?
I think it was Kari Lake.
So, but what was the device? Like, it sounds like there is a mic on some clothing.
It's like a hidden mic. So here, the awkward thing. So on the one hand, I hate when I do this. On the one hand, it sounds awfully rehearsed. On the other hand, you can hear her chewing salad.
Yeah.
And drinking out of a straw.
Well, and plus I'll add that when Chris played when you guys played her milking the cow.
Yeah.
The speech pattern was much the same. And I tend to agree with Chris that maybe it's just she's done TV news so long.
Maybe she's got that news pattern thing down.
Right. Because I noticed that the cadence was the same.
That's where my head went. I do think that she was ready for that conversation.
Yeah,
it was probably alluded to before the meeting happened.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, by the way, Chris, I'm done with this. By the way, Chris, I'm done. This is much more fun.
Blue cheese Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
Yeah, there you go.
Teach Donald.
What? So can you guess what he is saying?
He said, let me tell you something. You don't mess with the women of America unless you want to get the benefit.
Yeah.
So he's got it. So what did that mean, though?
I think you know what it means.
Yeah, I think most of them,
So he was so Creepy Joe has returned.
Yes, he
Well, he
has.
never went away.
Can I point out the irony of that whole campaign event?
Yeah.
Where he's campaigning on the fact that he wants people to be able to kill kids, and he's interrupted by protesters who say you're not allowed to kill kids, and they're talking about different groups of kids.
Yeah. They had some pro-Hamas people.
Yep.
15 times, by the way, that thing, from what I understand. 15 times it was interrupted. And they have, I didn't get to this today, but there is some open mic audio from some of the reporters there that were like, oh, this is going to be fun. Because they got to follow him on the campaign trail. And everywhere they go, you got these pro-Hamas people, anti-Israel people screaming that, he's a... What do they call him? I don't even know.
Genocide Joe.
Genocide Joe.
Genocide Joe.
Honest to goodness, it does have a ring to it.
It does.
But you know what the problem?
That's Trump level nicknaming.
That is.
Absolutely.
You know what the problem, though, is that the name Genocide Joe actually doesn't fit with...
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the women in America unless you want to get the benefit.
I mean, Genocide Joe sounds kind of bad, and that just sounds pathetic.
No, it's more like Geriatric Joe.
And it also... you know what I was kind of curious about is, all of these people...
Unless you want to get the benefit.
What are they cheering? They don't even know what he said.
Well, he's got a clap crew.
Yeah.
The clap crew's there.
Got the clap crew getting paid.
Do you guys remember when I used to talk about DeSantis? How he had do you know what DeSantis... This was before your time, I think. DeSantis, and I like DeSantis, but there's a reason why you hate me, number two. DeSantis used to have a clap crew that would walk around and he would say something and there'd be like 10 people that would golf clap.
Yeah, I don't like the clap crews.
How much does that pay?
I'd totally do it.
I would too.
You guys have been willing to take all sorts of money today.
Yes, we would. And unashamedly.
Yeah. That way my car won't blow up.
Listen,
That's right.
you haven't worked in radio poverty as long as we have.
Fair enough.
You put 35 years, or with Johnny probably a lot longer than me, and be poor as long as we have.
I've been poor a long time.
Have you?
I have.
Keep working here; you'll catch up to us. I think I need to just quit while I'm way behind today.
A super texter brought up a point, 1349. Hype guys or clap crews? Who you like? Who you got?
Hype guys?
Yeah, you got Tim Scott ready to run through a brick wall for Trump.
Oh yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy,
Vivek.
also a hype guy. I kind of like hype guys.
Hype guys are better.
I'm going to go with hype guys because at least hype guys have a point. And Vivek, by the way, sounded real strong last night. He did sound strong up on the stage with Tim Scott.
How about Nikki Haley? Surging. The surge is in, boys.
Is that what it is? Nikki Haley is surging?
If that's her surge.
She's surging right past Nevada.
Surging, baby.
All right.